You know, for centuries, there's one name that's always been tied to holy warriors, incredible wealth, and really deep, dark secrets: the Knights Templar. But the history that we all think we know, well, that might just be the cover story for one of the biggest mysteries of all time. So let's peel back the layers of that official story and see if we can uncover a much deeper and honestly, a far more astonishing truth.
Right, so we've all got this image in our heads. Medieval soldiers, protecting pilgrims on their way to the Holy Land. But what if that was just their day job? What if their real purpose was something way more complex, more secret, and infinitely more profound?
Okay, so to really get to the bottom of the secret, we have to start with the official story and all the fascinating questions it leaves behind.
So, the history books tell us it all starts right here, in Jerusalem, around the year 1119. A French knight, a guy named Hugh de Payens, sets up an order right on the Temple Mount, the very heart of the Holy City. Seems like a pretty simple, straightforward origin story. Or so you'd think.
And this is where we get to the real heart of the Templar mystery. On one hand, you have their official mission, which was noble, sure, but pretty straightforward: protect travelers on dangerous roads. But then there's this other theory that suggests something so much bigger was going on, a mission not of physical protection, but of spiritual preservation, that they were guarding the lost wisdom of the early church itself.
So, okay, if their real job was guarding secrets, then what exactly were they hiding? The theories all point to a legacy of knowledge that's way older than the order itself. The thinking is that the Templars weren't the start of something new, but actually just one crucial link in a really, really long chain. The belief is that they inherited this esoteric or hidden knowledge that was passed down from even older societies, maybe even dating all the way back to the Pythagoreans. And right at the center of all this inherited knowledge was supposedly a collection of texts called the Liber Secretorum, which just means the Book of Secrets. I mean, just imagine a library of lost gospels, ancient rituals, and incredible wisdom from the very dawn of Christianity, all being protected by this one super powerful order. And of course, you just can't talk about Templar secrets without bringing up the most legendary artifact of all time, the Holy Grail. Yeah, in just about every legend you hear, the Knights Templar and the Holy Grail go hand in hand. The story goes that they didn't just protect the roads to the Holy Land, they actually found and guarded the single most sacred relic in all of Christendom. But what even was the Grail? This is where the mystery really gets deep. Was it a literal physical cup? The one from the Last Supper, maybe even used to anoint their leaders with divine authority? Or was the Grail something else completely? A powerful metaphor for that priceless hidden wisdom they were sworn to protect. Maybe the real secret is that the answer isn't one or the other, but actually both. So when the Templars were officially shut down in the 14th century, a lot of people believe their mission didn't just end, it just went deeper underground, carrying on through other groups.
The idea here is that the Templars weren't just this standalone group. They were part of a whole network of organizations that were all dedicated to a single goal: keeping ancient wisdom safe. Which, of course, brings up a huge question. When the Templars disappeared, who did they pass the torch to?
And this timeline, well, it lays out a really fascinating possibility. Just look at the timing here. Not long after the Templars are officially crushed, Freemasonry pops up in Scotland, which is a place where many fugitive Templars were said to have fled. Then, a bit later, the Rosicrucians show up in Germany. Both of these organizations use symbols and rituals that a lot of scholars trace directly back to the Templars. It really suggests a direct line of succession, doesn't it? But hey, this isn't all just legends and old stories. There's actually physical, tangible evidence that points to this secret history. This is where the stories meet science, Archaeologists have been digging up actual clues that help connect these incredible legends to the historical record.
So over in Jerusalem, dig sites at the Temple Mount have turned up structures that are a perfect match for the old descriptions of the Templar headquarters. And get this, in France, archaeologists have found things like coins and stone carvings that have Masonic symbols on them, but are clearly linked to Templar sites. That suggests the connection between those two groups is very, very real.
All right, so let's just pull all this together for a second. What mysteries have we actually unveiled? Well, the evidence suggests the Templars were a whole lot more than just soldiers. They were a secret society preserving the wisdom of ancient Christianity. They were connected to a whole network of other esoteric orders, and they were the guardians of the Holy Grail, whether that was a real cup or a body of sacred knowledge.
So what's their real legacy then? Maybe it's not the battles they fought or the money they made, but this tireless effort to protect something sacred. As one historian put it, they were guardians of the sacred knowledge and traditions of ancient Christianity, and their story is a testament to the enduring power of faith and spirituality. That mission of guardianship, that speaks to a power that goes way beyond any single organization.
But even with everything we've managed to uncover, the story of the Templars is still just full of shadows. It really makes you wonder, right? If this is the stuff we know they were hiding, what other secrets did they take to the grave? What's still out there, just waiting to be discovered?